Right, hello everybody and welcome to step 17. We did step 16 yesterday, which is multiplying unit fractions. Now we're going to be looking at multiplying non-unit fractions. The difference today is our numerator is going to be greater than 1. So let's have a look at our introduction activity. So can you complete these calculations? You can do them in your head, or you can use a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper. See if you can also simplify the fraction, remembering the steps that you did yesterday. So remember, in all the steps, all I've done is I've multiplied my numerator by my whole number. At each point, I have not changed my denominator. It has stayed as eighths, quarters, ninths, or sevenths. And in one case, I can actually use one number to divide both numbers to make a simplified fraction, a simplified version of the original fraction. Let's have a look at our next slide. So it says match the calculation to the correct answer. It says that 5/15 times by 2 is the same as either A, 10/30, B, 2/3, or C, 1/3. So first of all, I'm going to look at my image and notice each of my holes here, and you can count them up, have been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 equal parts. And shaded in has been 5 of those 15 parts. So it's 5/15 multiplied by 2. Now let's have a look. So we've got our 5/15. Now when we multiply it by 2, we follow exactly the same rules as what we did when we just multiplied our unit fractions. We times that 5, it's our numerator, by 2, which is 10. And yes, we've got to make sure that we keep our denominator the same, that we don't multiply it by 2 as well. So it's actually 10/15. I hope you can see that very, very clearly. I'm still trying to get used to using this pen. So we've got 10/15. Now, like one of the problems we had yesterday, I'm looking at my answers, and one says 10/30, so that doesn't match up with my answer. One says 2/3, and then C says 1/3. So what I need to do is I need to simplify this fraction, which is 10/15. I need to find a number, the highest number I can find, that when I divide 10 and 15 by that number, it will make a simplified fraction, the highest simplified fraction I can make. So if I use 10, obviously 10 fits into the number 10, but 10 does not fit into my 15. So if I was going to divide 15 by 10, it wouldn't make a whole number. However, I'm applying my times table knowledge, and you've probably worked out already that actually both 10 and 15 go into my 5 times tables. So I'm going to look at 10 divided by 5 is 2. 15 divided by 5, or 5s into 15 go 3. So actually my answer is 2/3, which is B. Right, let's have a look at our next slide. It says solve the calculation below, and we saw a problem a little bit like this again yesterday. We've got 4/16 times by 3. So each of my holes, and I'm going to do just one of them, each of them, and there's 3 of them in total, 1, 2, 3, each of them being split into 16 equal parts. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They've been split into 16 equal parts. 4 of those parts have been shaded in each of my holes. So all I have to do is apply my knowledge. Okay, it's 4, because I want to times my numerator by my whole number. So 4 times by 3 is 12. And remember to keep your denominator the same. So that's actually 12/16. Now again, I want to simplify my fraction. I'm looking for the highest number that I can use, that when I use that, it divides those two numbers into a whole number. So my 12 and my 16. Now, if I look at the 12 here, 12 obviously fits into, if I divide 12 by 12, I know it makes 1. However, if I divide 16 by 12, it doesn't make a whole number. I know it's not, this 16 is not in my 12 times table. I could use maybe 8s, but 8s do not go as a whole number into 12. They may go into 16, but not into 12. However, I'm going to apply my knowledge of my times tables again, and I work my way down, and the highest number that I can use, and probably some of you have worked it out already, is 4s. I can divide 12 by 4, and 12 divided by 4 is 3, or 3 lots of 4 is 12. I know that 16 divided by 4 is 4, or 4 times by 4, or 4 squared is 16. So my simplified fraction in this answer is 3/4. So 12/16 is equal to or the same as 3/4. Right, here we go. It says here, complete the bar model below and write the multiplication calculation it shows. So again, it's a nice easy one. You're used to bar models. You've seen bar models. I've got one lot of 5/13, just there. Look at my fantastic circle. I'm very proud of myself on that one. I've got my second lot of 5/13, and I've got my third lot of 5/13. So I'm going to take 5/13. I'm going to multiply it by 1, 2, 3. So I'm multiplying it by 3. And that is equal, or the same as, now let's apply what we've been working on so far. 5 3s, we're multiplying our numerator by a whole number, and 5 3s are 15, or 3 5s. We keep our denominator the same, 5/13. However, at the moment, if I circle it, at the moment I have an improper fraction, and I have over in my answer here a mixed number. So now I have to give a mixed number. Now I have to give a whole number and a proper fraction. So I have to use my division knowledge. I know that 13/13, because that's what it is at the moment, 15/13. I know that 13/13 is equivalent to 1 whole number. So I can write that in my answer just here. But how many 13s do I have left over? So all I have to do is count from 13 up to 15. So I go 14, 15, and I actually have 2/13 left over. So it's actually, my answer is 1 and 2/13. And here, remember, when we're converting from a improper fraction to a mixed number, we are applying that multiplication, our times tables knowledge. So how many 13s are in 15? That is 1. So that's our one whole number. That's 13/13. And then how many do we have remaining? Here we have 2 remaining because it was 15/13. And that's our answer. Right, number 4. It says here, complete the calculation. So we saw a very similar one to this yesterday. However, again, we're also looking at the mixed numbers again. So we've got complete the calculation. 7/13 times by something equals. So here we have our whole number. And we should know by now that's been split into 13 equal parts. So that is a whole number. If it's been split into 13 equal parts, and it's a whole, it's 13/13. Now, in this whole number, let's count how many 13s. I'm going to put my 13s, I'm going to put my denominator straight away because I know it's in 13s. I'm going to work out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I've got 13/13 and 8/13. What I want to do is I want to add those two together. So what's 13 add 8? 13 add 8 is, yes, you probably guessed it by now, you probably worked it out, is 21/13. So I can actually put this into this box just here, because that is actually that answer. And let's put in 21/13. Now, before I go on to this section, before I go into my whole, my mixed number, my whole number and my proper fraction, I want to go back to this box. And I want to find out how much I've multiplied my 7 to get to 21. So it's applying my times tables knowledge. So you can count up with me, you can write it down. So we've got 1 lot of 7 is 7, 2 lots of 7 are 14, 3 lots of 7 are 21. So I've actually multiplied this fraction here to get to 21/13 by 3, because 3/7, my pen's just got a bit wonky there, 3/7, and I'll show it again, are 21. 7, 14, 21. So 7 times by 13 times by 3 equals 21/13. Now we're going to apply again our knowledge, our multiplication knowledge, and we're going to convert from an improper fraction into a mixed number. So I know that 13/13 is 1 whole. And it's just, we showed it just over here. Can you see me circling it? That was my first step that I did. And actually the second step that I did, I want to find out how many I've got remaining to get to 21. Because it doesn't make 2 wholes altogether. It's actually, if I count from 13 up to 21, it actually makes 8/13. Right, let's have a look at the second part of the question, section B. We have 6/17 times by, and then we have our pictures over here. So again, your first step is, we know that this whole has been split into 17ths. And 17ths, if it's a whole number, we need to look at that denominator, is 17/17. Then we have to look at this just here, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7. There we go. 7/17. Now, to get our answer, we need to add the 17ths together. And 17 add 7 is, I hope you've got it already, is 24. And 17. It's 24 17ths. I can write this answer in just here. And we can actually do this section first because I know that that's one whole, because I've just worked it out just here. I know that's one whole and 7 17ths. However, I've just got to work out how much it's been multiplied. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the amount of 17ths altogether. And then I'm looking at this numerator in my original fraction. And I want to just apply my times tables rules. And I want to do my times tables up to, from 6 up to 24 in my 6's. So I've got 1 times by 6 is 6, 2 times by 6 is 12, 3 times by 6 is 18, and 4 times by 6 is 24. So I've hit my magic number of 24, and it was multiplied by 4. And there we go. Hopefully, there's a lot to think about in this lesson, but hopefully you'll do really well. Remember to use the pen attachment in your PDF document annotator, and I'll be looking forward to some great stuff when I mark your work. Thank you very much.